Hello students, in the last video we saw the United Nations Organization part 1. In today's video we'll see the rest of the lesson, Principles of United Nations Organ. Yes. So in the last video we saw the first two principles, the General Assembly and the Security Council. In today's video, we'll see the rest of the four principal organs, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, and the Secretariat. First, we will see the Economic and Social Council. The ECOSOC's main objective is to free the world from want. Want means desire. The council has 54 members with one third retiring every 3 years and being replaced by new members. So the ECOSOC's main objective is to free the world from want. Want means desire. So ECOSOC means Economic and Social Council. The council has 54 members. So how many members are there? There are 54 members with one third retiring every 3 years and being replaced by new members. So among these 54 members, one third will be retiring for every 3 years and the vacancies will be replaced by new members. So we will see the functions. It coordinates and supervises the work of the UN specialized agencies such as the WHO, UNICEF, and UNESCO. So, what is its function? It coordinates, which coordinates Economic and Social Council, coordinates and supervise the work of the United Nations specialized agencies such as the WHO, UNICEF, and UNESCO. So it organizes projects, initiates studies, and submits reports concerned with health, education, and other economic and cultural issues. So, what do they organize? They organize projects, initiate studies, and submits reports concerned with health, education, and other social, economic, and cultural issues. So they organize about social, economic, and cultural issues. It promotes economic and social progress. It encourages cultural and educational cooperation, promotes universal respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. So it encourages cultural and educational cooperation and promotes universal respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. So it encourages cultural and educational cooperation, promotes universal respect for human rights and fundamental freedom. Our next topic is Trusteeship Council. So, the Trusteeship Council was set up to work for the 11 trust territories formed after the Second World War. So, there were 11 trust territories formed after the Second World War, and Trusteeship Council were organized to work for these 11 trust territories formed after the Second World War. So, its aim was to make them self sufficient for independence. Whose aim was this? Trusteeship Council aim was to make them self sufficient for independence. Now, all these countries are free, hence, this organ is now redundant. So now all these 11 trust territories are free and they are redundant. Next is International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice ICT is the judicial wing of the UN. So, which is the judicial wing of the UN? Yes, International Court of Justice (ICT) is the judicial wing of the UN. It has 15 judges, all from different countries. So, how many judges are there? There are 15 judges, all from different countries. So, all these 15 countries are not from the same country, they belong to different countries. The judges are elected by the General Assembly and the Security Council. So, how these 15 judges are elected? They are elected by the General Assembly and the Security Council. The term is for 9 years. So, the term is for 9 years with one third retiring every 3 years. Yes, so all these 15 judges are from different countries and they are elected by the General Assembly and the Security Council, and one third of the 15 judges will be retiring for every 3 years. Then functions. The International Court of Justice settles disputes between member countries. It also provides legal advice to other UN organs. So, ICT settles disputes between member countries and it also provides legal advice. So, ICT provides legal advice to other UN organs. Next is Secretariat. The Secretariat carries out the day to day work of the UN. So, what is the work of the Secretariat? Yes, work they carry day to day work of the UN. So, they will be checking the UN work. The Secretariat is headed by the Secretary General. So, it is headed by the Secretary General. She is elected for a 5 term and may be re-elected. So she or he is elected for a 5 year term and may be re-elected. So for 5 years term, if some person is nominated and they can be re-elected between the 5 year term. Then Antonio Guterres is the present Secretary General of the UN. Who is the present Secretary of the UN? Antonio Guterres. So, what is the work of the Secretariat? They used to watch what are the works UN are doing day to day. Then the head of the secretariat is Secretary General. Then he is elected for 5 years and may be re-elected also. Who is the present Secretary General of the UN? Antonio Guterres is the present Secretary General of the UN. Functions. Prepares the minutes of the meetings, translates speeches and other documents into the official languages of the UN, organizes international conferences, prepares reports on issues of international concern, monitors the extent to which the decision of the different UN bodies are being carried out. So, what are the functions? First, it prepares the minutes of the meeting. Then, it translates speeches and other documents into official language of the UN. So, who is translating the official languages? Yes, Secretariat is translating the other documents and speeches of the UN to the official language of the UN. Then it organizes international conferences. Who is organizing all these? Secretariat is organizing international conferences. Then they prepare reports on issues of international concern. They are preparing reports on issues of international concern, monitors the extent to which the decision of the different UN bodies are being carried out. So they are monitoring the extent to which decision of the different UN bodies are being carried out. So now we will see the achievements of the UN. The UN peacekeeping forces have been part of numerous peacekeeping operations in different regions of the world. So there is a force called UN peacekeeping, and they are a part of numerous peacekeeping operations. So under UN peacekeeping force they have done, and they have been a part of peacekeeping operations in different regions of the world. Through its sustained efforts, the UN brought about an end to apartheid in South Africa. The General Assembly described in the policy of apartheid as a crime against humanity. So, the General Assembly described the policy of apartheid as a crime against humanity. So, all this they are seeing as an achievement. UN peacekeeping force is an achievement, and crime against humanity is an achievement for them. Next, the UN has helped many countries to secure independence. It has also conducted free and fair elections in many countries. So, the UN has helped many countries to secure independence, and they've conducted free and fair elections in many countries. The UN is working to end the nuclear arms race and to end the possibility of another world war. So they are working to end the nuclear arms race and to end the possibility of another world war. So the UN do not want another world war, and they are against another world war. India and the UN. India officially became a member of the United Nations on 30th October 1945. So, when did India officially become a member? Yes, 30th October of 1945. India has actually supported all peacekeeping efforts of those peacekeeping efforts. India also supported UN. India has opposed racial discrimination, and it has always supported the cause of human rights. So it was against racial discrimination and always supported the cause of human rights. India has supported freedom movements of other countries. So they supported freedom movements of other countries. When did India officially become a member? 30th October 1945. Then, how actively they participated? They supported all peacekeeping efforts of the UN. Then, it opposed racial discrimination, and it always supported the cause of human rights. Yes. Then, India has supported freedom movements of other countries. Children, I want everyone to write the principle of principal organs of United Nations in your classwork. I repeat, I want everyone to write principal organs of the United Nations in your classwork and write the achievements and India and the UN too. Thank you children for listening. Have a nice day.